Well, I'm just doing some outlining now. Much of this is still going to change. But I thought, well, I worked on the right-hand side, finessed a few things. I'm reasonably happy with that now, so I thought I'd start to put a few strokes in, clean it up as I go. One of you guys had asked if I, once my charcoal sketch is in, if I spray fixative on the charcoal. Now, if I was going to make a charcoal drawing, of course I would, but my drawings can change quite a bit when I'm working on them, when I'm outlining, before the actual paint goes over them. So I prefer to leave myself the freedom of not having any charcoal fixed. And this, the charcoal I use, this is just roasted willow twig, that's all it is. It has no binder, there are no carrying agents, none of that stuff. It's not oily, it's just dry, inert charcoal. And when I'm drawing in my sketch for an oil painting, I want that charcoal to be able to be wiped off. And there are so many lines that I'm going to paint over. The lines that are remaining often will be changed a little bit. The thing is always in flux. It's always changing, moving. And that's why I wouldn't want fixative on there. But the real reason that it would bother me is that if you spray a fixative on there, it sort of mimics a varnish. What you're doing is you're putting a layer of material on your canvas that will hinder the mechanical and possibly chemical bonding of your oil paint to your canvas. You don't want that. You want everything to bond together well, all your layers to bond together well, mechanically and chemically if possible. And a binder, well, you defeat the purpose. In fact, I wouldn't even consider using a binder, just in case that's the case. I'm darn sure it's the case. So no binder on these. Good question. It's not something anybody's asked, and I had never really thought of mentioning. So yeah, I'm just sort of monkeying around here. Adding some branches. As you can see, I'm putting some branches in where I did not have charcoal lines before. As you can also see, I've drawn a bunch of stuff in and flick the canvas as I often do to get the extra powder off. And then in a lot of cases, I will give it a wipe. Because I have my strongest lines I have applied the most pressure to with my charcoal stick, and now I just, then I can wipe it off. But those lines, the strongest ones, will remain to some degree at least. And my composition is okay. That's it though. It's not great. So I'm going to manipulate it. I'm going to change it a little bit as I go through the steps of outlining and laying on the paint. My charcoal sketch, it's just a sketch. It's a mess. It's, my general attitude towards the sketch is I'm not going to fear making a mess. I'm going to try to pull the phoenix out of the ashes, as it were, and try to come up with, with every time I touch it, I try to improve it a little bit. End up coming up with a decent painting. I'm not going to play on that this long tonight, but and tomorrow I have to go to my daughter's place. She's having some plumbing issues at her condo, so I don't know if I'll see it tomorrow or not. Time will tell. that, I think I'd like this one to be a little more substantial. So let's thicken it on the right hand side a bit. That'll do. And I like the placement of this, whatever it may end up being. I'm going to bring it down a little more. This will be a skinnier one. Maybe sort of a dead or half dead tree. A young one that never grew up. Okay, I'm going to stop now with putting the outline on because I haven't decided where I'm going to put branches off of this one at all. And because we're really within the focal area here, these ones, I better get them right. So I'm going to grab my charcoal stick again and I'll lay in some of them. And then I'm going to wipe that off and I'm going to be redoing some of this on the left hand side. Really, look at the schmoz right now, it's quite a mess. That'll become organized next time we meet. So guys, have a good night. That's all I got for you today. And we'll see you soon.